Welcome back to our channel as we dive into the account of the life of Tamar, daughter of King David, who suffered through the abominable wickedness of Amnon her brother. If you are new to the channel, kindly subscribe, like, share with someone and leave a comment. We would be happy to hear your thoughts on the subject. This sad account is captured in 2 Samuel 13:1-22. Tamar, daughter of King David. Biblical history shows a terrible turn that her life takes when she was violated by her very own brother. Amnon, the son of King David, harbored an unnatural love for his sister. He desired to have her to gratify his lustful passions. This, however, was a struggle for Amnon. He thought it a hard thing to do anything that might harm her. His friend, Jonadab by name, noticed that Amnon was sad in his countenance and inquired what might be the cause. And Amnon told him of the love that he has for his sister. Tamar, his friend, came up with an evil plan that would cause much grief and heartache for years to come. He suggested to Amnon that he should pretend to be ill and lay in bed, requesting of the king that his sister Tamar would tend to him, preparing a meal in his presence, and that he might eat it at her hand. The king, thinking that this may help Amnon to be well again, consented. The king had not the slightest thought of the mischief that was brewing in Amnon's mind. Tamar entered his house and baked cakes before him. As she approached him, he refused to eat and requested that everyone leaves, which results in them being left alone. He then beckoned her to bring the cakes to his chamber, and she most willingly did as he requested. Lured into his trap, completely vulnerable and trusting, she was faced with one of the most devastating turns one's life could take. Upon recognizing his evil intentions, she pleaded with him of the shame it would cause her, and that he would be considered a foolish man in Israel. This act would not benefit either party in any regard. She even suggested to him that it would be better if he asked her hand in marriage. The king would most willingly grant him that request. But Amnon, being determined in his plans, ignored her plea and forced himself on her. After his most vile and evil act was done, he hated her so much that it surpassed the love he had had for her. The aftermath of all this was equally tragic. She was treated like the enemy and he the victim. He commanded his servants to put her out and bolt the doors, leaving Tamar ashamed and defiled. She went on her way crying, and she tore her garment. This garment of many colors signals her purity, and this purity was violently taken away. Her brother, Absolam, meeting her by the way, quickly assessed her and asked the reason for her despair. He kept her in his house for 2 years, secretly plotting how he might avenge his sister. This is the sad story of the life of Tamar, a woman who was humiliated, berated and cast aside, all because of the lustful passions of her brother, who was never punished or confronted by the king for his actions. Stick with us as we present part 2 of this story. In our next video, we will see what was the fate of Amnon and how this leads back to the choices of the king. Until next time, kindly like the video, subscribe, share with a loved one, and comment your thoughts on this story down below. Thank you and see you next time. God bless.